Hi everyone, welcome to Getting Started with Mylio Photos. My name is Angela Andrew and I'm a product evangelist for Mylio. I'm also a fine art photographer and have been a photo educator for many years, and I especially love creative photo editing. I'm looking forward to sharing Mylio Photos with you today. In today's session, we're going to discuss what Mylio Photos can do for you, how you can use it to browse and find your photos quickly, add media from a variety of different sources, access that entire media library from all of your devices, and where you can learn more about this awesome software. All right, so let's dive in. What is Mylio Photos? Well, it's an application that empowers all photographers to access their lifetime of photos and videos in a secure and connected library. Well, what exactly does that mean? What we do is we help you turn all of your devices, your computers, phones, tablets, and storage devices into a system for managing your lifetime of memories. With the Mylio Photos app, your photos and videos from all of your sources are cataloged into a single universal library that's then made accessible on all of your devices. Mylio Photos lets you browse and enjoy your library from your phone or your laptop, even if you have a huge library. We have incredible search tools, including facial recognition, text recognition, GPS, camera data, and more. We have convenient built-in editing tools, but if you like to get creative, we work with just about every other photo editing application out there. You can also get access to your library without the need for an internet connection or any cloud data fees. And we also have mechanisms to help you protect your photos from device failure or loss, because we want to make sure all of those precious memories are safe and secure. When you're ready to get started, go to the Mylio website and download the application for your computer. Once Mylio Photos is installed, you're going to end up at this welcome screen. Let's go ahead and walk through it together. The first thing we're going to do is click the next button and log in with our Mylio account. As we walk through the setup, Mylio is going to ask you a few questions to make sure you configure the software correctly. The first question you're going to be asked is to set up your Mylio library folder. The Mylio library folder is your default location for future imports. That just means that the next time you add photos to Mylio, the default location will be that folder, but you can always change it to a different location if you prefer. Let's go ahead and set it up. In order to create your Mylio library folder, we have to decide if you want to create a new folder or choose an existing folder. For most people, choosing a new folder is the best option, and it'll help you get set up quick and easy. However, if you already have an established media library where everything is already organized, you can choose an existing folder. All right, here in Mylio, we're going to choose Create a New Folder and go to the next screen. Now we need to decide where we want this folder to be located. The location you choose for your Mylio library folder should have plenty of available storage space, because that's where you're going to put new images as you create them. External hard drives and desktop computers with large hard drives are great choices for your Mylio library folder. In this example, we're going to choose an external hard drive that I just got specifically to use with Mylio. I'm going to click on Let me change the location and choose the location for this folder. I'm going to navigate to that new hard drive, create a new folder. I'm just going to call this Mylio, but you can call it whatever you like, and click Create. Now I've created my new folder and I'm going to choose Open. All right, so our Mylio library folder is going to be on our new hard drive, and we've called it the Mylio folder. We'll say looks good. The next question you'll be asked is if you want to install the sample library. Installing the sample library is optional, but it's a great way to see what an organized library can look like. If you just want to poke around and you're not ready to add your own images, I encourage you to install the sample library. It's very easy to add and very easy to remove when you're ready to be done with it. Let's go ahead and install the sample library now. All right, the sample library has been installed, so let's explore a little bit. We'll use the sample library to take a look at the different ways you can interact with your photos inside of Mylio Photos. So we're going to start out here in the All Photos view. This is going to be every image in your entire library. It doesn't matter which folder it came from or the source, Mylio is going to show everything all in one view when you're in All Photos. If you want to break it down and get a little bit more organized, there are a few ways that Mylio auto-organizes for you. One of my favorite ways to browse photos is using the calendar view. And this shows you your life in photos. You can take a specific year, double click on it to view it by month, and then double click into each month and you can view things by day and see all of the pictures that you took on a specific day. It's a really fun way to browse and find your photos. We also have the map view, and this lets you see all of your photos on a map. It takes the built-in GPS location from your smartphone photos or any camera that embeds GPS data and automatically places them on the map for you. Now I know what you're thinking. What if my photos don't all have GPS information? It's really, really easy to add. All you have to do is find a photo that doesn't have GPS info like this one here, open up what we call kind of the mini map, and find that location on the map. And let's say this was along the coast of California. I can grab that photo and I can just drag it onto the map, adjust that placement, and say okay. And now that image has GPS data. And when I go back to my map view, there it is. It's going to show up right there on my map. Isn't that cool? Now, if you're the kind of person who sorts through your photos and wants to find things based on who is in those photos, People View is awesome. This lets you use our facial recognition technology to tag all of the important people in your life. You can see here we already have several people tagged, and then we have this section here called untagged. So what happens is, as Mylio is importing your photos, it's scanning each of those photos looking for faces. If it recognizes a face, it's going to be automatically put into this untagged category. What you can do is double click on that, then go up to the More menu in the upper right, turn on Zoom to Face so you can see which face it recognized, and then you can go through and start adding names to those faces. So let's see, I know that this one here is Colleen, so I'm going to go ahead and type in her name. And there we go. I know that's Rich, so let's go ahead and type in Rich. And there we go. And we can go through and add names to all of our pictures this way. But it can get really time-consuming and tedious going through these one by one, so that's where our batch tagging tool comes in really handy. I can go over to this batch tagging icon, and it automatically groups similar faces together. So I can take a look at this batch and be like, yep, I know those are all Colleen. And I clicked into this field here at the top and I can type in a name, but it already recognized that that's probably Colleen. All I have to do is click it, and now all of those photos have been tagged. Same goes with this one. I'm pretty sure this is Michael. And I just start typing in his name, and because I've added him before, there we go. Here's Michael a little bit older. And again, it popped to the top of the list, and I can quickly and easily move through hundreds or thousands of images in very little time. Now, if a batch gets it wrong, because sometimes it does, we are smarter than the AI, what you can do is click on that picture and manually name an individual picture, and then go ahead and name the rest of the batch once you've named the one that was incorrect. So you are in full control of these names, and if you accidentally mistag somebody, it's very easy to fix. So if you're one who wants to find photos based on who's in them, this is a great way to do it. And it's not only limited to your newer photos. Our facial recognition technology will recognize faces in historical photos as well, so you can go back and add family names from previous generations. It's a lot of fun. Mylio Photos also lets you organize by albums, and these are extremely flexible and work kind of like playlists for your photos. They are virtual containers, meaning that you can put a single photo into as many different albums as you like. There's no limitation, so you can organize in just about any way you want. Here in the sample library, we've organized some landscapes. If we double click into birds, you'll see we actually have sub-albums, eagles, pelicans, flightless cormorants, and so forth. And so it's very flexible in how you organize. It's a tool that I really like to use in my own library because it gives me so much flexibility. Next, we have our folders view. Folders are an actual representation of the folders that are on your hard drives and computer. Right now, our Mylio folder that we added when we started is empty, but we have the shared content, which is a folder that we got from the sample library. If I go ahead and click into that, I can take a look at these different folders and see that this one here, organized by year, has 24 subfolders. If I click into that, I can see each of these subfolders by year, and these are actual folders on my hard drive. If I move or delete something here, it will actually physically move it on my hard drive. The next area I want to explore is our dashboard. The dashboard is kind of the hub for managing your Mylio library. Most times you're going to be in your devices, take a look at library stats, and explore the help topics. A couple of other things that you might want to be aware of. We have in the upper right our More menu, and this is where you can find your main settings for Mylio Photos. Down in the bottom right, we have what's called the Actions menu. And this is where you're going to find different tools to interact with the images that you're looking at. Depending on the view that you're in, this menu will change. You can also access that menu by right-clicking on an image on a device that has a mouse or right-click capability. But if you're on a touch device, you can always access all of those same options from this Actions menu. All right, now that you know where most things are located inside Mylio Photos, let's add some of our own images. Now, before I add any of my own photos, I want to get rid of the sample library. You don't have to. You can keep the sample library installed next to your own images, but I prefer to start clean. You can add and remove the sample library whenever you want. To get rid of it, we're going to go up to the Help menu in the upper right and choose Remove Sample Library. Go ahead and click Yes, you want to do that. And that's going to start the process to remove all of these images that we put in with the sample library. All right, our sample library has been removed, so let's add some of our own photos. I'm going to go up to the upper right to the Add Media button and choose Add Media Accessible from this device. I have a folder of images on an external hard drive that I want to add to Mylio Photos. I'm going to go ahead and select that folder and choose Open. When you're adding media from a computer or hard drive, you have a couple of options. You can link a folder, which tells Mylio to watch that folder in its current location, or you can copy or move it. For most things, I like to link folders, but it's up to you. Copy will duplicate the selected folder of media to your Mylio library folder, and then continue to watch those images in your Mylio library folder. If you choose Move, it will transfer the media from its existing location to your Mylio library folder and delete the media from its original folder. It's up to you which one you want to choose, but in this example, I'm going to choose Link. All right, let's go ahead and choose Link Them and Link Now. And there we go. Mylio is bringing in all of those images from my folder into my Mylio library. Let's take a look at what that looks like in our folders view. I'm going to go ahead and double click on the folders. And we see here we still have our empty Mylio folder because we didn't move anything. We linked a different folder. But we now have the My Photos drive and the folder of my amazing photos that I linked. If I double click on that folder, there's all of my images that reside in that folder on my hard drive. You can also add photos easily from your smartphone. To get started, install Mylio Photos on your phone, which you can download from the Apple App Store or the Google Play Store. Once it's installed, log in with your Mylio Photos email and password, and then grant access to your camera roll or media library. That will immediately start the import, bringing in those photos from the camera roll, and you'll find it in the folders view as either an Apple Photos folder or Android Photos folder. You may also want to download and backup your photos from an online service. Right now, we support download and backup from Facebook, Instagram, Flickr, and Google Photos, and I highly recommend that you do this. You might have the originals somewhere on your computer, but if you've been using something like Facebook or Instagram for a long time, chances are there's photos there that you uploaded you might not have the originals for. It's kind of a treasure hunt to pull those images down, get them backed up and saved, and be able to enjoy them going forward. The next step in setting up Mylio Photos is to add additional devices. Now, there's two different types of devices you can add to Mylio. The first one is viewing devices. That's going to be things like your computer, a desktop or a laptop, a tablet or a smartphone, things with a screen where you want to browse your photos. You can also add storage devices like external hard drives, network attached storage, and that can even be a computer with a really large hard drive. Let's take a look at what this looks like in Mylio right now. We're going to go to the Sync panel and then open up Devices. You can see that we already have 3 devices listed on our Mylio account. The first one is the laptop that we added where we installed the software. The second one was that new hard drive that I added my Mylio library folder to. And the third one is where I linked that folder with my images. So already I have 3 devices, 1 viewing device and 2 storage devices. With a Mylio subscription, you can add unlimited devices. That means you can add your computer, your laptop you use for travel, your tablet, your smartphone, or even a family member's tablet or smartphone if you want to add their photos to your Mylio library and give them access to yours. You can also add as many external hard drives as you like for additional protection and backup. One of the coolest things about Mylio Photos is that it is cross-platform compatible. That means if you use a Windows computer, an iPhone, and an Android tablet, you can have your library on all of those devices and have them talk to each other. So go ahead and download Mylio Photos to your Windows, Mac, Android, and iOS devices. And once you've logged in with your username and password, all of those devices will automatically sync. I hope that this has given you an idea of what Mylio Photos is capable of and that you're as excited about this program as I am. If you'd like to learn more, we have a bunch of resources available for you to get more education. I encourage you to download the application. It has a free 30-day trial, and start out with our in-app help menu. If you go to the upper right corner and click on the question mark icon, that brings up our help menu. From here, you can access our how-to guide, which is our manual, join our community, and even get in touch with our support team. You can also scan the QR code here on the screen and get a link to all of the different resources that I have listed on the left. If you have any questions about Mylio Photos after this presentation, please check out these resources, and I hope to see you in the Mylio Photos community. Thanks for joining me, and have a great day.